All right. Welcome back to the Coast to Coast podcast, episode 27. Little bit of a hiatus, but a lot of stuff has happened, so we felt like, you know what? Let's hop back on. Let's give the people what we want. So here we are. We are your hosts. My name is Caleb Spainhour. Over there on the mic, as always, is the Connor Knox. Connor, I gotta ask you, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Pretty
Yeah,
good,
all
all
right.
things considered. It's just,
Sure.
the depths of the NFL offseason here, the true depths.
Yes.
June, basically the middle of June.
Yeah,
But June 1st, some very important things happened. So we're here to talk about it.
that is true.
Uh yeah,
That
June
is
1st.
true.
It's a holiday. I know. And it's always so funny when like sleeper NFL is like
Yeah.
a random Monday in June. It's like it's
Yeah.
June 1st.
Yeah.
It's the new day, the league year, guys. Like
Yes.
we
Yes.
know this happens every single year. It's
Yeah.
not random. June 1st. It's a big deal. I was very excited. I was like AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Although we knew about it for 2 months, it's
Yeah.
like, oh. And then something else happened that I guess we have to talk about.
We had to talk about and first, and if we're being quite honest, Connor, it's the first thing that we got to talk
Well,
about
of
because
course.
the AJ Brown trade was crazy. We knew
Yeah,
it
you
was going
gotta
to
hear
come.
about
This one, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just say the details so we can before we I'll say the details. I'm sure everybody already knows about it at this point, but Miles Garrett is headed to the Los Angeles Rams.
Worst possible
Um,
outcome for us.
it's unbelievable that that was something that happened. But the Rams traded away Jared Verse, a 2027 first round pick, a
Yep.
2028 second round pick, and a 2029 third round pick, and they received Miles Garrett. So listen, just to start about with the compensation, I think I would feel better if there were more firsts involved, certainly.
Yeah.
Um, only one first. It is the 2027 first, and this draft is going
Yes.
to be great, but also
Yes.
that pick is likely to be late 20s or even 30s.
Because if they're getting
So,
Miles Garrett, then
of course. Yeah,
it's going to be lower automatically.
of course. Now, I think the discussion that has to be had is the value of Jared Verse
Sure.
because I think there's a number of opinions out there. There's some people that were like, "Hey, Verse is worth at least a first round pick." So technically, that's what this trade is multiple firsts essentially,
Sure.
and that
Sure.
may be true. If they traded Jared Verse by himself, they may have been able to get a first back. I'm not 100% sure of that,
Hmm.
but that may be the case. I personally think that Jared Verse is good, but not great. So this compensation to me is not enough
Well, I
for
mean,
Miles Garrett.
Jared Verse is really good, but Jared Verse is limited.
Right. Absolutely.
He's really good at what he does well. Whenever he's
Yep.
on and he's doing what he does well, really damn good player. But he can be like if he gets double teamed, the second that he gets a nudge from another player that's not the
Mm,
lineman, he's done.
sure. I
Unless
mean,
like
you're right. No, keep going. You're right. You're
yeah,
right.
because I mean, like, and when you have that versus having a Miles Garrett who literally has, I'll be honest, has the Aaron Donald effect that no one else in
Oh,
the league
sure.
has. Like, I mean, like, people lose sleep over guarding Miles Garrett, and
For sure.
people get worried maybe about Jared Verse. There he goes into the game plan, but he's not. I mean, this is what I'm assuming with the package, because like the only way that I can make this make sense in my head
Mm,
is that yes, they obviously I guess that they view Jared Verse as a first round compensation. I'm
mm-hmm.
assuming that because the 2027 draft is supposed to be as loaded as it is, they're viewing that
Yep.
as two first round picks. Like that's what I'm guessing. That they're putting
That's
so much
fair.
value into that like next year's draft that they're like a first round next year is basically two first round picks. Like so that's what I'm assuming and then they were like so basically we got three first round picks and a second and a third. That's how I'm
Yep.
assuming has to be running through their head for this to make
I
sense.
think so.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so. I mean, it's the thing with Verse is, you know, it's a slander nickname, but they call him Bullrush Man for a reason. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Eh,
that's what he does, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't win in any other way. It's not like he's got a crazy bag. You
Sure.
know, he can set the edge a little bit because he does have that strength and power. But like, yeah, man, he's Bullrush Man. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why and Miles Garrett is a top three pass rusher we may have ever seen in the league.
Yes.
Like ever.
He literally
Not
just broke
obvious.
the
Yeah, I
sack
mean,
record last
yeah,
year.
right. Yeah, on the Browns, playing
Yes.
from behind the whole time.
Yes.
Like, dude,
Like,
that is nuts.
and I guess that look, I guess Miles Garrett was like, but I mean, he's the one that sold his soul away to the Cleveland Browns anyway, signing that
Right,
extension. But I guess that Miles Garrett and the franchise in general were like, look, we know you want to win a ring. We know that's not going to happen with us, realistically.
right,
So
right.
let's send you somewhere that, first of all, I guess can afford your contract, will
Definitely.
possibly in the next couple of years be in contention every year. Um,
Right.
and see what we can get back. And I guess that the Rams had the best package for them. Um, and I guess that
I guess.
they're
Yeah.
like, hey, we instantly get a replacement at that position. We get
Right.
younger at that position with a lot of potential development there. Because right now their defense, even with Myles Garrett gone, their defense is still stacked. It's not the
Yeah.
same, nearly the
Of course not.
same, but they just loaded up in the offseason with the draft, which I don't know how the
Hmm.
league let them draft some of the guys that they did. Um, but it's I'm assuming that was the best package that they could get. They felt like Jared Verse and a first round pick next year for them was like the highlight, and then they were like a second and a third. Yeah,
Yeah. Sure.
yeah. Like I mean,
I know. I mean, all the way out to 2029 for the third, it's
sure,
like whatever, you
right.
know, truly whatever. Yeah, I guess you're right that this is I can assume that Miles Garrett had some destinations that he wanted to go to.
Yeah,
And you know what's funny is before this, about 12 hours before this happened, is there were some reports that it was between the Seahawks and the Rams, which is interesting. Um, but you know what's funny is the reporting that I saw was that Garrett's girlfriend, Suni Lee, I believe, the
yeah,
gymnast,
yeah.
she was apparently the reporting was that she wanted to go to LA, which makes perfect sense. So I don't know if that had
Shay,
anything to do with it. Listen, I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but could you imagine like
dude,
could you
and
imagine if you're like, okay, I can go to the Super Bowl champions or their division rival that's also really damn good, and it's just like, hey, where do you want to go?
yeah,
Girlfriend? And it's just
and I
like,
mean
okay,
like,
LA, I guess so.
and I mean yeah. I guess hey, if you have those
Yeah.
two options,
I know.
why
It's not really it's a win-win
take
either
your
way,
pick?
you
I
know what I mean?
guess,
For
yeah.
you, period. Yeah,
I mean,
right.
that's kind of like, I don't know, like to put it in normal people terms, like us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sure.
Like we don't have the option of that.
Yeah.
That's basically like being like, hey, would you rather go? I don't even know how to put it in normal people terms because
There's
some
not
people might
even
not
a
like it.
normal option. There's no
Yes, there's
normal,
no
you can't
normal option.
translate this. No.
Yes,
I mean, I will
I
say to compare it to the Seahawks, I don't think the Seahawks have the same package. Like we have the picks, but
yeah,
we'd have to give up like Byron Murphy or
that's
something where
exactly
it's
what I
not
was
the
gonna
same
say.
position.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not the same position. So I don't know if they would maybe put more value on that. But I also think Garrett was probably just like semi LA is what I assumed happened
probably.
there.
Yeah,
So even if the Seahawks may have had a slightly better package, maybe an extra first round pick in there or something,
yeah.
I bet Garrett was just like, I want to go here. And they're like, okay.
Fair. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that's a very
Hmm.
fair evaluation of that. And I got to be honest with you. For me, the Seahawks were the best team in the NFL last year, and they just proved that with a
Right.
Super Bowl win
Last year, for sure. Right.
last year. You know what I mean? But I got to be honest with you. If Miles Garrett's on that Rams team last year, who
Yeah.
knows? Like who knows?
No,
Um,
listen, the Rams should absolutely be, and they are, the number one Super Bowl odds after
yeah,
this trade.
yeah.
Absolutely. Like, I'm not a dumbass. Like, I'm not offended that the Seahawks aren't number one. Rams should 100% be number one after this trade. And like I said, they are. So it's like, I mean, listen,
It's the worst time for
it's
you to say
going to
that, man,
take.
as I was
I know.
taking a
Sorry about
sip of
that.
my drink.
I almost killed you. Sorry, my
Almost
fault.
took me
No,
out.
no. But I mean, it's going to come down to because I think if everybody is on the field and healthy and playing up to their potential for this Rams team, they're absolutely going to be the best in the league. They should absolutely win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That should happen.
yeah,
I think Stafford is getting a little bit older. There
yeah,
are some other players on that team that are getting a little bit older or have other issues to where they may not be on the football field. And so it's like, listen,
yeah.
something like that happens. That is the type of stuff that we're going to be looking out for, not hoping for, of course, but like looking
Sure.
out for it to where it's like, can we get a competitive advantage on this team?
Right.
And it may take extenuating circumstances because if they're all on the field, it will take an upset. It will take a
Yes.
serious upset for sure.
And I think that the Rams, give them credit. I hate it. I think we
Of
both
course.
hate it. But I
No, for
think
sure.
the Rams this offseason, they really showed urgency and were like, you know what? The
Hmm.
reason we lost the reason we didn't go to the Super Bowl last year, the reason we didn't have the one seed last year was because our defense let us down. And so this
Yeah,
offseason,
in
I
special
mean,
teams. To be totally honest, we gotta make sure we shout out the
sure,
special
and
teams.
special
And that's the
teams,
other thing is that if they don't make the Super Bowl and everybody's healthy, it's going to be because of their special teams.
for
But
sure.
no, keep going, keep going, keep going.
But to give them credit, they made so many moves this
Mhm.
offseason to really, I mean,
For
like,
sure.
bolster that defense. And then you add Miles Garrett to it. They're like, we don't need a first round pick next year. Give us a
No,
Lombardi. Because I mean, like,
right.
they know that their window is now, just like you said. And
Oh, for
everyone knows
sure.
that. They know that.
It's the Stafford window. It's
Exactly.
whatever is going on with Stafford
Right.
is the window for
Yeah.
sure.
And so they bolstered their defense. So that way we're like, we're going to have a powerhouse offense. You expect them to have a
Yep,
powerhouse offense.
for sure.
And now they have a powerhouse defense. Their special teams is going to need some work, right? Special teams. But if Miles Garrett's loading up on sacks, you have
Yeah, I
a
know.
lethal secondary, and Matthew Stafford is lighting people up on the
Right.
offensive side. Who needs a point after?
Listen, listen. You can't be fumbling punts though. You can't be
You
giving
can't
them
be
back on the
fumbling.
punts.
Look, you can't be
You can't be
fumbling
giving.
punts. You can't be
You
fumbling
can't
punts.
be.
You're
And that's what
right.
they were doing. I
You're
don't know what to
right.
tell you. That's what
And
they were doing.
you can't do that. You're exactly right.
Yeah,
But you're hoping during an off season someone can learn not to fumble a punt.
I guess a
Your hope,
cover a
that's what you
punt
got to
and
hope
cover
for.
a kickoff.
That's what you
Yeah, no,
look, that's what you got to cross your fingers. This is going
I
to
guess
happen.
so. I guess so because yeah, no. Listen, it's special teams is special teams. It could be like that. I forget exactly the year, sometime between 2010 Chargers, where they had the number one offense and the number one defense, and then didn't make the playoffs because their special teams was so bad.
Yeah.
Um, could be that.
Was it
We could
was
get
it
lucky, and it could be that.
was it that, or was it 2010s to 20, was it in the 2010s, or was it like
I can't
the
remember. It
end
was
of the
between like
2000s?
2008 and like 2011 for sure.
I
I
think
can't
it was
remember which
like
exact year it
I
was.
think it was like 2008 or 2009 when LaDainian Tomlinson
Yeah,
had that insane year. I think they had just maybe moved off, not just, but yeah, I think they were either just or a couple years removed from Drew Brees. Um,
yeah. It was okay. To be clear, it was 2010.
nice. So you hit it
It
right
was
on the head.
2010. I did get it. Don't know how I
Nice.
did that. Yeah, they went 9-7. Um,
Nuts to have number one in both areas and be 9-7.
it really is. It really is.
Nuts.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, we got to cross our fingers and hope that happens this season,
That'd be
but
great. But you know
probably
what that
won't. Probably
means?
won't.
You know what that means? That means
What
the
does that mean?
Cardinals have to beat them at least once. That ain't happening.
Oh, it could
That ain't,
happen.
no,
It could happen.
no.
What if who's returning kicks for you again? Who's returning kicks? Who's returning punts?
I mean, I guess uh, they might send like Kendrick Bourne or Reggie Virgil out there.
Oh shit. Okay.
The rookie Reggie Virgil, because
Yeah,
he's lightning in a
yeah.
bottle. Um,
Almost definitely.
so
Where
I
does he
mean,
come
like
from?
he comes from Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, I
He
knew
was
it.
their best
Yeah,
wide
okay.
receiver last year.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Um, but I guess I mean you're not going to put Marv out there. You're not going to put Michael
No,
Wilson out there.
no,
Um, I guess the only
no.
and Greg Dortch is we went to Detroit. Um,
Ah, yeah, yeah.
so I mean, I
Well,
don't
listen,
unless you
either way, whoever it is has to take back like four of them things, and
well,
then you can win a game.
supposedly during OTAs,
Yeah.
Mike LaFleur had Jeremiah Love out there taking punt and kick
Oh,
return reps.
no, he shouldn't do punt. He could do kick. I'd be fine with him doing kick. He shouldn't do
So
punt.
if they do Jeremiah Love and Reggie Virgil back there,
That would be interesting. That would be very interesting.
who
That would
knows?
be interesting.
They shouldn't have Jeremiah Love out there. Their RB1. You shouldn't have
I
that.
mean, listen, they that now. I listen. We're past that discourse because we had that. Remember who was it that we were having that discourse about a year or a couple years ago, and then they just were like the number one running back. Was it Kyron Williams? Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. Or
Um,
maybe it was like maybe Kyron Williams or maybe like Devon Achan. Like maybe one of those two
maybe.
guys.
Yeah, it was somebody where we were really concerned that they were taking kicks, but then it was like, no, they're also just the
Crazy.
running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, this, yeah, like I said, this instantly makes the Rams the number one team. Miles Garrett is going to be able to just feast. The offense is so good that they're going to have a lot of leads. Other teams are going to have to pass. Miles Garrett will just be able to destroy games.
Yes.
And yeah, it's going to be really frightening. It's
Yeah.
going to be really
It's
frightening.
terrible. It's
Yeah.
terrible for everyone except for Rams fans. Uh,
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's going to come down to the offense because here's the thing. To me, this makes the Ty Simpson pick more baffling. There's been some
right.
takes on this where
Right.
it's like, oh, it makes the Ty Simpson pick make more sense because now when Stafford's out, they still kind of have a window. But I don't really think he's good enough. If he ends up being a great quarterback, then he ends up being a great quarterback. I don't
Right.
really think he's good enough. I think at the very best, he's going to be another Purdy in this division. And we've seen how he's handled like the Seahawks defense, which is very poorly for the most
And
part.
I'm gonna
Um,
be honest, it's not just because
yeah,
It's not just because I'm a Cardinals fan, because I shared my
sure.
opinions on him. I think Carson Beck has a better chance of being a Purdy than Ty Simpson does.
Oh, you think so? A
I
better
do.
chance.
A better chance than Ty Simpson of being a Purdy. Just
Okay,
because he has played so much college ball.
sure.
He's really good at learning systems. He's really good at, I'll be honest, he's good at winning. Like he just wins. Like I think that and Ty Simpson, I think Brock Purdy was more NFL ready. Ty Simpson, I don't think is NFL ready.
No, I'll disagree with that. The thing
Okay,
with Purdy was when he was coming out of college, he had, I mean, it was the last pick in the freaking draft, of
sure.
course, but he had a lot of his biggest issue, and something that I learned actually pretty recently was that in college, he had pretty average to below average, just like ball speed, like arm strength and ball speed. And then what I learned was that in the off season between college and his rookie year, he added like 10 to 15 miles an hour onto his pass somehow. And that was what made it to where it looks insane that he was a seventh round pick, but like he just did something major in that offseason. And so it's like that's what turned Purdy into what he is, not necessarily what anything that he did in college. I am trying to check right now how long he spent in college.
He's been about four or
I
five
think,
years.
yeah, I'm seeing that he did about just the 4 years.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But yes, 4 years. Yep. 4 years, started basically all of them. So a lot more experience than Ty Simpson for sure. Um,
Also, the heavens have decided to take a break from totally
oh,
just blocking my face out of the camera.
oh, look, no, yeah, you look great.
Thanks.
Look at
Hey,
that.
thank you, brother. You look great
Hey, come on.
yourself.
Oh, I
Um,
appreciate
but I
it.
guess I do agree with you there.
Yeah.
I do agree with you. I still stand on my opinion.
Okay. No, that's fair.
I still
Yeah,
stand on
for
my
sure.
opinion. It but like you're right, having a Sean McVay changes things. Now you're hoping
Yes.
the Cardinals are hoping that a descendant in Mike LaFleur can do something similar to what a Shanahan did with Brock Purdy, because
Right.
I assume that he had to play a part in that transition.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
Oh, for sure.
so they're
That
hoping
coaching
that,
staff as a whole.
oh my gosh, yeah. Um, but we have moved, and I understand how we got to this point. Um, but I think another big trade that we want to talk about, unless you have anything more to say on this
I was
one,
just gonna say,
please,
just to finish my Ty Simpson point,
please
like
do.
imagine if Ruben Bain was across from Miles Garrett. Or imagine
Oh
if
man.
Makai Lemon was lining up next to Devontae Adams and Puka Nakua. Imagine how scary that would be. I mean, it's already, I mean, listen, like I said, they're already the number one team. They're already insanely scary. But like,
Yes.
imagine that's another level of scary
Yeah.
to add on to this insane team that they've got right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Going
just think
back
that,
to your, for anyone that maybe, might have gotten lost in what was talked about with Brock Purdy and Carson Beck, my fault. Um,
oh no, you're good.
it does bring back to your point,
Hmm.
why did they, why take Ty Simpson there? If you can, like you said, have a Makai Lemon there, have a Ruben Bain next to Miles. But I'm going
Dude.
to ask you this. If they draft a Ruben Bain, are they trading for Miles
That's a
Garrett?
good point. Maybe they don't. Maybe
Yeah.
they don't. But I mean, he was available. So
I'd
I'm going to
say
say it because that's
I-
insane. You
for
know what I mean?
sure.
It's just ridiculous.
I think in defense of that, I don't think if they take Ruben Bain, they trade for Miles Garrett. I think if they draft a Makai
Right.
Lemon, they still make this trade.
Which, yeah, that
Yeah.
and then that scenario, it's like, come on,
Yeah.
man. Come on.
Then
That's
it's crazy.
insane. For sure.
But speaking of Makai Lemon,
Yeah. The
speaking of
team that he
Makai
went
Lemon and the
to.
team that drafted him, which would be the Philadelphia Eagles, boy, I mean, we already knew this was going to happen, right?
We did. We knew about this one, but that's okay.
But there's a little bit of drama
It's still
there.
exciting.
Yeah.
It's still exciting. It's official. The Patriots traded for A.J. Brown.
Yep.
In return, the Eagles got a 2028 first round pick. So not next year, but the year after.
Okay.
But next year, they got a fifth round pick in 2027. So a first and a fifth. The first is in 2028, which is kind of interesting to me. Um, because I mean, I guess that was just all the Eagles could get. I mean, AJ
I
Brown to
guess
me is
so.
still one of the better receivers in the league, one of the best, I would say.
Yeah,
Um,
whenever they utilize him.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
sure, and the whole Eagles situation with him and how unhappy he was, the offense they're running, the quarterback that they have, the like he's coming out and admitting, yeah, all this stuff from the locker room, I was the one leaking it. Like he was
Which is
so
crazy to
unhappy.
say.
It's crazy.
It's
It's
like
insanely
it's like
crazy.
a Kevin Durant situation, except he is admitting it himself.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It is, but that's a great comparison. Is him and
Yeah.
Kevin Durant. It's a great comparison.
I mean, like,
Um,
but to like further on this too, like AJ Brown hasn't been happy with the Eagles for 2 years, but winning a Super Bowl was like, okay, all
I
right.
know, right? He
We'll see
wasn't
how this
really that
goes,
happy about
right?
that.
I mean, like Saquon Barkley had one of the greatest seasons that a running back has ever had that Super Bowl year. And even excuse my language, motherfucker was reading books on the
Yeah.
sideline. I mean, he was
Well, it's
reading
because they weren't
books.
using him.
He's reading
And he wasn't
books.
happy. He wasn't happy about the Super Bowl because he only had 43 yards.
Right.
Like he wanted to have a good game.
I know. And
That's
then
it.
like it's tough, man. So like they knew he was out, the league knew that he was out. It was
Oh,
only
for
a
sure.
matter of
For
it wasn't
sure.
a matter of if, it was a matter of when. So
Hmm.
like I mean, I guess, but even still, he goes to a Patriots team that, sure, they don't have Stephon Diggs anymore, but
Mm-mm.
they added to it. So now they have like because they got Romeo Dobbs.
They did. Who will
Yeah,
be a good compliment because I
sure.
think AJ Brown, like, I think this is a scenario where, yes, he is clearly the number one. He's going to a quarterback who can sling the rock, Drake
Yeah,
May,
for sure.
runner up MVP. And so, like, he should be pretty happy. He should
You'd
be
assume
okay
so.
with this situation.
Yes.
We are it's still to be seen, but
Yes.
he should be pretty happy. He's out there at OTAs instantly, apparently. He was
Yeah.
out there like the next day catching passes from Drake. So that's good
Yeah.
stuff.
And he also
That's
had a
good.
mindset, which is very interesting because, like, two things about AJ Brown's headspace that we officially know right now.
Hmm.
Three things is that
Okay.
one, he's extremely happy to be on the Patriots. Um,
Should be, at least for sure.
extremely happy. Two is that while he was at OTAs, he was at the ones that were voluntary,
Oh
not
yeah,
mandatory. He was
right.
at the voluntary.
Right.
And
Right.
with that, he wasn't taking wide receiver one reps. He
Mm.
was waiting in line behind the other guys because he said the wide receiver coach and even Vrabel was like, "Why aren't you at the front?" He was like, "Because I want to earn it. These guys have been here.
Sure.
I want to earn being able to say, yeah, I can step into that now. I'm not just going to walk in here and be like, yeah, give me that spot." Even though he knows,
That's
everyone knows that's his spot.
of course.
He's like, I want to earn it. I want to feel like I earned it here and earned the respect of everyone. Um,
Okay.
and then on the counterpoint, which, hey, he's not,
Mm.
it's not a crazy statement to make. It is given the circumstance. But then he turned around and said, "Yeah, I mean, I'm completely certain that I'm one of the best receivers to ever step foot in Philly."
Yeah,
Um,
right. Right.
he's like, that's not even a question in my brain. He said, "I might be the best
Right.
receiver to ever step foot in
Yeah.
Philly." Yeah,
And it's so interesting. I mean, like, yeah, he's clearly trying to do, I mean, he's on the new team. You can't be crazy instantly. You got to give him a
right,
little bit. You got to give him a
exactly,
second. But
sure,
yeah, no, listen, that's just you got to have the delusional confidence
confidence,
if you're going to be a player of that caliber. So listen, that's you know what? You say whatever you want about the Eagles. You
sure,
say whatever you want about whatever because you listen, I honestly at the end of the day don't blame them after last season because no, they weren't using
yeah,
him
for
like
sure,
in the way that he should be used. Um, I think that's both because of, like I mentioned a second ago, the quarterback and the offense and the limitations there, and the fact that they do want to be so run heavy. So yeah, he should be happy this season. He should be really successful. Should have a great season. Should look like one of the best wide receivers in the league, which we think he is.
yeah,
Um,
he's
and
insanely
then the
talented
Patriots should get better because of it too.
for
Yeah, the
sure.
Patriots
I
should
mean,
definitely get better.
yeah, I mean they lost Stephon Diggs, but you take AJ Brown.
That was already last season.
Yeah,
They
you
played last.
take
You know what I mean? They
yeah.
played last season with basically who was their wide receiver one last season? It would
Who?
have
Patriots?
been
It would have been Diggs. But I mean, other than that,
no. Diggs was on the Texans then. Diggs wasn't on the Patriots last season, was he? Oh yes, he
yeah.
was. Oh shit, you're
Yeah.
right. He was.
Diggs
My
was the wide
fault. I
receiver
I don't know what
one.
I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Diggs was the wide
He was
receiver
the wide
one last
receiver
season.
one. But other than
Took him a second
that,
to get into it. Now I remember.
it
That's my fault.
was
Yep.
um he was mainly a deep threat. Um
Right. Sure, sure, sure.
I forget who the name is slipping my mind right now, which is saying something. I think it was it was it
Well, they had Booty. They had Booty,
Boutte?
who was who he turned. It's Booty. It
Boutte?
literally is Kayshawn Booty,
It's Booty. Yeah.
uh, which is insane.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. Booty. They had the rookie Kyle Williams last year, who
Yeah.
I liked a little bit. But yeah, now they have Dubs, like you mentioned. So the core of Brown, Dubs, and then they still have Booty. I think
Booty.
that's actually pretty solid.
Oh, it's
It's pretty
great.
solid.
I especially
Yeah,
compared to last year. And I think that
for sure.
I was just about to say if you're the Patriots, this is what in return basically you got for it. If you made a
Mm,
trade for what you currently have, that would be trading Stephon Diggs for AJ Brown and Dobbs.
yeah. There you go. It's pretty good.
Pretty
Really
good.
good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for the Patriots, I mean, you saw their deficiencies kind of in the Super Bowl last year, but also, they were the schedule or whatever. And
Sure.
even
Sure.
even through the playoff games that they won, their offense, it was like, hey, hold on, like the offense is looking a little rough
Except for the
here.
Texans game. That's the only one.
Sure,
That's the only one where we were
sure,
like, dang. But even then, CJ Stroud
yeah.
threw 4 picks in the first half.
Right, exactly right.
Yeah.
So they needed this with a
Yeah.
little bit of improvement to the offensive line as well, which they have
Yeah.
addressed more.
Yeah.
With that, with this improved receiver core, it should be better. Should be better than they were literally in the Super Bowl last season, so it should be
Yes.
better. But we'll see how it ends up with
I mean,
the schedule being more difficult.
exactly. Because they're going to get a Super Bowl level
Right. Number
schedule, strength of
one,
schedule.
yeah. Mhm.
Um, don't ask me how the Cardinals have the toughest strength of schedule other than the NFC West division. Um,
That's how.
that's
Yeah,
a
that's
different
it.
story. Now I think yeah, the Patriots benefit from this. The Eagles, it was literally a story that they went into the draft with the mindset of they
Knowing
don't
that he
have
was
AJ
gone.
Brown. Yeah, which is why they
And
took
there's the
Makai
Makai
Lemon.
Lemon. Right.
Yeah, so
Who's going to be able I think he can replicate the AJ Brown production instantly
yeah,
because of what they were asking him to do. Like
yeah,
if they were making AJ Brown do AJ Brown things, then no, this is like Makai Lemon is
right,
not filling AJ Brown's shoes, but they just weren't. So like yeah, Makai Lemon totally fine to slot right
right.
in and will immediately contribute, immediately be a good player.
And,
Um
and it
and
still
do the exact same
gives,
thing.
and it's still, I mean, I think he was going to be ready for it anyways, but it still takes away that pressure on Devontae Smith
Sure.
to do
Yeah.
Devontae Smith stuff. So
And
like,
it gives Devontae Smith maybe a little more room if they were
sure,
having to try to appease AJ Brown a little bit. And
sure,
now, yeah, like, hey, let's let Devontae Smith off the leash because he's a great player.
yeah.
So it could end up working out positively for them in the long run, even though they got rid of a player who is,
They
like
still
I've
got
been trying to
they got
say,
a,
one of the best.
yeah, they got a lot of stuff to figure out still, which is crazy saying that with a team that's stacked.
Sure,
Um,
for sure. It's going to come down to coaching. It's going to
sure,
come down to it really does come down to coaching there and a little bit of quarterback
coaching
play.
and Hurts.
But
I mean,
yeah.
that's what it's going to come
Mm-hmm.
down to.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
now, I don't know if you want to keep it on this same track that we are currently on. Do you have anything
Mm,
else to say about this AJ Brown trade?
I don't think so. I'd like I said, it's honestly a positive for both teams,
It's a
probably.
positive for what we knew about the situation and that
Mm-hmm.
it was going to happen anyways. It's a good outcome for both
Yep,
teams, I'd say. I'd agree with you there.
for
Um,
sure.
speaking of good outcomes for wide
Yeah.
receivers,
Let's talk about some guys getting paid. A
some
lot
pay
of lot of good paydays happening here.
yeah,
We're gonna go by order of how they happened. So the first one we want to talk about here is Christian Watson,
yeah.
Green Bay Packers. He signs for 4 years, $110.5 million, 31 million guaranteed. This is a lot of money for a guy who has struggled to stay on the field. He is good when he's on the field,
Yeah,
but I do think his role is still a bit in question. I saw some stats about how when he's used in the way that he should be used, which is just like true downfield scary threat, the
sure.
offense actually functions a little worse than when he's being used
Mm,
in sort of more weird ways. So that's something they need to figure out. But I mean, listen, man, when he is on the field, like I said, he's a good player. He's a really good player.
sure.
Regardless of the stats, he is a scary deep threat, huge and fast. So four
But
years, 110.5 million.
there's always that asterisk, which is exactly what
Mm,
you said at the beginning.
yeah.
When he is on the field, he's getting
Yep.
paid $27.5 million a year.
Yeah. Right.
$27.5 million for never being, I want to say, over 800 yards receiving in a season. He's never been over 800. I might have my math wrong, but I truly think that that is a
No,
correct
I think you're
statistic.
right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
So getting
correct. Yeah.
27 and a half maybe plus $1 million a year for a receiver who's never had over 800 receiving yards a season. Does he have the potential and the possibility to do so? For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely he does, but he's never been healthy long enough to do it
Hmm.
every single season. Now you give him that money in hopes that he will, but it just makes
Right.
me think, and I keep throwing Cardinals references out there. Sorry about that, everyone. Um, but it makes me think it's like with the similar with Alec Pierce signing. It brings me back to the point of if these guys, Alec Pierce is a little different because he stays on the field. Um, and they lost Michael Pittman, so it's a little different. But
Okay, so I do want to be clear on this because I had seen some conflicting stuff. Okay, I want to be clear.
yeah,
The initial reporting on his contract was 4 years, 110 and a half million.
sure.
That is including some incentives, apparently. The
Okay.
actual deal is 4 years for 92 million.
Okay.
So instead of an average annual value of 27.6, it's actually 23 million, which
Okay.
ranks him 19th of all receivers. Um, so sorry, I took that initial number when I said 110 and a half.
Mm,
That is including some incentives. It's
okay.
actually four for 92, which puts
Okay.
him at a yearly amount tied with Cortland Sutton, about a million more than Devontae Adams, about 2 million less than Devontae Smith, who we just talked about, a
Sure.
couple million less than Jamison Williams, who we talked about, or actually we didn't talk about, but
No.
in a similar vein of player, I meant
Yes.
similar vein of player. So that's the range that he's in. I don't hate that at all, even though he's got to stay healthy for sure.
And
Got to stay healthy.
given it just makes me, and it's still, even with the incentive part of it, there's still a
Mm.
chance that it's 110 million. Now, I'm guessing the incentives
Yes.
is like, hey, stay on the field.
You're probably right.
That's
Probably.
probably the incentive,
I
right?
bet
But
it was
he's
reported that way because the incentive is like play the game.
play the
Like that's
game.
it.
Yeah, like
That's
that's all we
all
need
you
you to
have to
do
do.
is play
Right.
football. And I guess like it still makes me like bring to the question to my head simply because it's my team and their future. But
Mm.
like, what does that mean for a Michael Wilson?
It's a good question.
That
And I think we're
man's
going to talk about some guys a little late. Well, I think we're going to talk about one guy a little later where I do want to bring
sure.
the Michael
And
Wilson
I
up,
and but because of the guy we're going to talk about later, that makes me think about this deal even more. Because it's
which
like,
makes
how
sense.
much
Yeah.
better is Watson compared to the other guy if he had a similar role? Like it just in
It's a great question. Right.
yeah. And the other guy, like I said, we're going to save that for later, but making
Mhm.
significantly less money with his extension.
For
Um,
sure.
and I don't see their talent level, production level as that dissimilar. So I mean,
Mm.
like that's the only reason why I'm like it. And like I said, if Watson can get this type of money, Cardinals are going to have to pay Michael Wilson $29 million a year, $28 million
Yeah.
a year. I mean,
I
it's
mean,
just
they might. They
that
really
that's
might.
that's unless either way, um, Watson gets that extension. Good for him.
Right.
Good for him. And you hope it works out. Like you hope those incentives are paid because he plays football and he does a
Oh, for
really good job.
sure.
Um, I just know when I saw the number, I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I don't know. I do also think it has to do with like, and this shouldn't, in my opinion, super be taken into consideration, but I just want to check and make sure I'm right on this. He was, yeah, he was taken with the 34th overall pick in 2022. So like damn
Okay.
near a first rounder, you
Okay.
know what I mean? So
Sure.
it's one of those where I do think that we kind of still think about that
Yeah.
even after he's played 3, 4 years in the league. It's like, hey, we're still going to think about the fact that you were drafted with the second pick of the second round. We're expecting really big things from you. You're going to get a little bit
Sure.
more money. You know what I mean? I think that that is still in consideration. Um, even when you compare his stats, and it's like, well, these are not
Well, and I
comparable.
think
They're
that
not good.
you bringing up that one name earlier in Jamison Williams, I think is huge here
Sure.
because I think that's a really good name to bring up here because I think the Packers hope that their hope is that Christian Watson is a
Yes,
Jamison Williams type player.
for sure.
And Jamison Williams was a first round pick. And the fact that he's getting $2 million with a couple $1 million more a year than Christian Watson,
Yeah,
and
a few. Yeah.
his production is much better. Simply because
Yep.
now Jamison Williams has dealt with injuries, but his production last year was much better. Um, so
Injuries and other,
other
things. But yeah,
things, yes,
right.
other
Right,
stuff,
right.
yes. Not great things. Um, but I think that was a great name to put in there, even if it wasn't on purpose for that reason. Um,
And another name in that range is George Pickens. He's obviously only on the 1 year deal, but
right,
he's getting 27 million.
right.
So, in that range, but it's like clearly Pickens is a player that has had a lot of success. He's a very good player. Um, so if Christian Watson can get anywhere near that,
Oh, that'd
you know
be
what I mean?
wonderful. Yeah,
Right. That would be absolutely, that would make this a slam
best
dunk.
case
But he
scenario.
just has to, yeah, for sure. He just
Yeah,
has to stay on the field. He has to, so it's a little bit of a projection,
yeah.
but he's a good player. No
And I
question about it.
and a part of me, I haven't looked at the exact contract details. Um,
Mhm.
but a part of me wonders if there's incentives in this. Is this deal front loaded or back loaded? Because like I feel like, or if it might just be
Yeah.
completely even. Like it might just be like
Um,
you're getting the same amount of money each year.
it's so I'm seeing that it is more backloaded.
I had a feeling it
The
would be.
Yeah, I'm seeing that 2029 and 2030, he's getting a lot more money.
Yeah, which makes sense to
Um,
me if he, especially going to be more with incentives as well.
right, for sure. Oh, interesting. They have an out in 2028
Okay,
for $21 million dead cap hit.
okay.
Um, so I guess they put that in there to where it's like, hey man, if you get hurt the next 2 years, like we're
We're just
out.
going to pay 21 million and cut you. Yeah, it's like yeah,
Exactly right.
yeah.
So
Which is
they
less than
they
they'd be paying him anyways.
overall, it's honestly a pretty good contract when you look at it that way.
Sure. And with those numbers,
Pretty good
yeah,
contract.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
So not a bad contract for a guy. And you know what? He's getting his money either way. So good
There
for
you
him as
go.
well.
There you go.
Good for him as well. Now let's go to a player that is now the third highest paid wide receiver in the league.
Yep.
And that's Drake London of the
Yep.
Atlanta Falcons. Details here: 4 years, 141 million, with 100 million of that guaranteed.
That's
That
crazy.
is good stuff right
That's
there for
yeah.
him. He's
Well
now the third
deserved.
highest per year after JSN and Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Then it's Drake London. He's coming in just ahead of Justin Jefferson. Um, which, listen, do we think as a player he's in the stratosphere of JSN, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb is also here? I would say no at this point.
Sure.
But he is a dang good player.
Yeah.
He is still young. He was a top five pick in the draft, top six. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna get this kind of money. He just is. Um, and yeah, uh he's got a lot of void years added on to
Mm,
this contract as well. I'm seeing looking at
okay.
it. Um, but yeah, man, this is one where the Falcons just needed to keep their guy. The
Sure.
Falcons needed to keep their guy. Um, he was the eighth pick. I was wrong. He was a top eight pick.
Yeah, I
There
was
you
about
go.
to say I thought he was like a
Um,
top 10 at least.
yeah, he was eight. I'm thinking of Kyle Pitts. Wasn't Kyle
Yeah.
Pitts like four?
He
That's
was
absolutely
four.
insane.
He was four, yeah.
Yeah. So listen, man, the Falcons just needed to keep their guy, especially with their quarterback situation being what it is. They need somebody who's
Exactly.
just locked in and
Exactly.
just this is your reliable guy. And that's what Drake London
Now,
is.
well, and I mean, that's another case where he's had injury problems as well. Like
A little bit,
he's had
yep.
injury problems. Now it isn't as much, of course, as a Christian Watson. It isn't as much as some of these other guys, right?
Hmm.
And he is extremely reliable. And when he's on and they're targeting him, I mean, he's crazy. I mean, he's
Oh
crazy
man.
good.
Oh yeah,
Um, Whenever they're like, but then again, when you have like a Bijan Robinson, um, who by the way they're going to have to pay, extend him, give him a lot of money here pretty soon. Um, you like,
for sure.
I don't know. I also agree. I think it's a good deal on both parts. I think it's a big number. However, I
Hmm.
think we're going to start seeing more and more and more of those numbers regardless. Um,
Definitely. Yeah. And what I'm seeing,
regardless.
I wanted to see the details on this because, yeah, last year in week 11, he suffered a PCL injury.
Yeah.
Um, but before that, he was, I'm seeing fantasy data here, but he was the wide receiver 6 in
Yeah.
fantasy, which is pretty darn good. And so,
Well,
yeah, after, and you had him?
I had him on my team, so I know. Like he
Yeah,
was
for
crazy.
sure.
Yeah.
Until week 11. But then,
Yeah.
yeah, but he missed 4 weeks
Yeah.
and definitely limited his performance in the last couple games that he played.
Well, and
So,
at that point
yeah,
he had strong arm Kirk Cousins as his quarterback. So,
that's also true. That's
yeah.
also true. That's tough.
Yeah.
That is tough. But no, yeah, I think this contract is the way the sport is going, the way
Sure.
that position is going.
Yeah.
Like, this is fine. He
Sure.
didn't have to reset the market or
Yeah.
anything like that. Like he's just kind of in the midst of the market.
Yeah.
Um,
And he's
it's a better
benefiting from it.
deal, yeah. And he is benefiting from it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good for him. But yeah, no, yeah, I was just looking last year, like, yeah, man, before he got hurt,
He's
he
crazy
was
good.
cooking.
He's
Yeah,
crazy good.
he was having some great
Yeah.
games, um, catching a ton of touchdowns. So,
He's got hands like glue.
for sure.
Yeah.
Scary red zone threat. He's massive.
His routes are crazy. He's got he's got
Especially
like
for his size.
yeah, his routes are crazy. He's got underrated speed. His hands are like glue. So when he's
Yep.
healthy, I mean, he is, like you said, I mean, top six in fantasy production. He's a top six, top five
Yeah.
receiver in the league when he's healthy and they're utilizing him. Which I think if you hear the name Drake London, you're like, I don't know. Like, are you sure? It's like, oh, that's what his numbers say.
No, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. The numbers add up. But like I know, you know what? It's another one, like you said, just needs to stay on the
Yeah, stay
field
on the
as much as
field.
he possibly can. If he plays a full season this upcoming season, I think they'll feel like they're getting their money's worth.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So, and
I
I think he
agree.
is still playing on that final year of his first contract. So that's good.
Yes.
It's more of a 5 year extension
Sure.
type thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good for him, to be totally honest. And then
You wanna,
the most
yeah,
interesting one of all.
same division.
Yes, same
Same
division,
division.
a lot less money though. Jalen Coker signed for 3 years and $35 million.
Great day for the
Now that's a good
Cokeheads.
deal. It's a great day for the Cokeheads. It's a great day for just the Panthers fans in general, because that's a damn good
That's a
deal. Like
crazy
that's a
deal.
really
And
good
that's
deal.
which is what we were alluding to with the Christian
Yes.
Watson deal.
Yes.
Because you could make an argument that when both players are healthy, Jalen Coker has
Like
better
we've
production.
seen, I mean, that's kind of what we've seen to be,
Yes.
well, production wise, yeah, like, you know what I mean? He's been on the field, which is very big,
And whenever he's on
very
the
important.
field, he's he's a damn good wide receiver. And I mean, he was, I want to say, undrafted at a Holy Cross.
He was. That is
Undrafted
correct.
at a Holy Cross. He's going into his third year, I want to
Yep.
say, too. And he's been super reliable. I mean, he is a wide receiver too in that offense. Other than, because I mean, you got T Mac over there. So I
This season,
mean,
he is going to be that. Absolutely.
yeah. So I
Like
mean, that's
without
a
question, he's going in as the wide receiver too. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because he let me take a look at this. Um, he is, last season he only had 394 yards, but he only played 11 games, only started 3 of them.
yeah,
And so it's one of those where we're looking at this season as, he needs to, like it's still a little bit of a projection because of that. It's a little bit
sure,
of a projection, but this money is like he's there with Jalen Naylor. He's there with
yes.
Josh Palmer. Like this is
He's making,
totally fine money
dude, he's
for a
making
guy who yeah,
$11.5 million a year.
right. Right. It's totally fine money for a guy who, no, has he done a lot yet? Not really, but you
Sure.
are absolutely looking at him this season as your wide receiver too, no question about it. You have Brazel, who you just drafted, is probably going to be your 3.
Yeah.
Legette's probably cooked, so like just whatever. But then obviously T Mac is
The
your
guy.
wide receiver
Yeah.
1, no question. He's the guy. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So paying 30 million over 3 years for your 2 who should be one of the better 2s
Yeah.
with a full season with a full, workload, that's
Yeah.
really good stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, you got your two undrafted, and
Mm-hmm.
you got your two with a, like you said, $11.5 million a year. Um, that's that's a crazy good deal. I mean, it's Jalen Coker, the projection, yes, it's all projection. Um, but with how he's looked, he's a crazy route runner.
Yeah,
He's a
again, great
crazy route runner.
size
Yeah.
for, you know what I mean.
Um, so yeah, that's a crazy amount of money to be paying for your wide receiver two in a way that is usually talked about in the opposite sense.
Sure,
Um,
right.
so great day for Panthers fans, great day for the Cokeheads, good for Jalen Coker. He gets
Yeah, and
to,
he honestly is another one where we can say the injury thing because it was last
yeah,
season, right before the season,
yeah,
he suffered a quad injury and
yeah,
then missed a good chunk at the beginning of the season. So that is obviously going to seriously hinder your entire season if you miss like
yeah.
the most important part of gelling with your team. So yeah,
Well,
obviously they thought the end of the season when he fully was coming on, it's like, okay, yeah, this is going to be our guy, no question about it.
well, and
And
that's why I said the thing of whenever Christian Watson and Jalen Coker are both on the field
sure, it's yeah,
and starting,
it is it feels comparable at
feels
this point.
comparable. Yeah,
Um, it does, but again, it's one of those where would you be surprised if next season Watson looks head and shoulders better? No, which is why he
no,
got that much more
exactly.
money. Um, so yeah, man, it's really just a great deal for the Panthers, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think that if Coker plays really well this season, another season after that, he's gonna be like, why the hell did I take that little money? Like
exactly.
I should have tried to get more money.
Yeah,
Um, but as of right now, this is looking good for everybody.
good deal. Speaking of, well, this is going in the complete opposite direction.
Most
Connor,
definitely.
we gotta talk about the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, coming off of a torn ACL,
Yeah.
and the Chiefs. What do they do, Connor? Why don't you let the people know if they
Man.
don't already? Why don't you let the people know what the Kansas City Chiefs did with Patrick Mahomes this past week?
Yeah. So they agreed to a reworked contract.
Hmm.
And this goes through the 2033 season, and it is worth $504.75 million dollars. That is the first deal ever valued at more than half a billion, obviously. Um, and that means that in 2027, starting in 2027, his earnings will average 64 million per year. So, I mean, goodness gracious.
Wow.
It
Wow.
is, listen, he is the best when he's on the field.
That's true.
They said, hey, we don't even want to think
Yeah.
about having a quarterback other than Mahomes for
Yeah.
the next really long time. Lock him up. And
Yeah.
you know what? I don't blame him at all.
Sure. I mean, they already gave Kelsey his extension. So,
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, listen, whatever they're going to get out of that. But,
right.
they got to have friends hanging around. But man, Mahomes over half a billion. That's just unbelievable. It's kind of breaking new ground for the NFL. I mean, it's just,
It's baseball money.
how often it is? It is. How often are we going to see stuff like this? Is it going to become something that becomes kind of normalized, or is this just like going to be looked at as, holy shit, this guy made more than half a billion? He's absolutely the GOAT. Like,
Well, I
is
mean,
that how I don't know.
I also don't know because no one in the NFL has matched his production. Like, no one in the
Oh,
NFL
sure.
has been like,
Right.
"Oh, that's another Patrick Mahomes." I mean, you compare,
Definitely not.
you look back and you're like, "Oh, okay, this is the best quarterback since Tom Brady."
Right.
Right. There you
And
go.
yeah, and there's no question about it. So
And
it's
there's
just like, yeah.
it's basically whenever Patrick Mahomes is healthy and doing his thing, it's kind of like, okay, well, who's number two? Like it's
Hmm.
never like who's competing with Patrick Mahomes. It's okay, well, who's number two? Because obviously they're not Patrick Mahomes. So like this
Yep.
makes sense. And if you disagree with us in the comments, if you disagree with us, let us know in the comments. We'd love
Yeah,
to
leave a
hear from
comment
you.
for sure.
Leave a comment
Josh
because
Allen, Lamar Jackson fans, they're gonna be upset.
sure, like Bo Nix
Um,
fans, dude, they're gonna like,
whoa,
but um, I
whoa.
mean, hey, you can say whoa to that. It's true. Um,
No, no, it's not.
dude, Bo Nix fans are
No,
like
there's
better
no
than
Bo Nix
Allen.
fan who says he's better than Mahomes. That
No, I
can't
didn't say
happen.
better than Mahomes, on par. I think that
Oh,
like Bo
well, no,
Nix.
that can't happen either.
Oh, of course not. But there are a lot of Bo
No.
Nix fans who are like better than Allen, better than Lamar Jackson.
Okay, well, no, that they can't have to be trolling. They have to
They're
have the
not.
blue check mark. They have to have the blue
The
check mark on
blue
Twitter, and they're
check
trying to get
mark.
money. They have to be trying to get money on Twitter. I've become too aware of this. Whenever I see somebody say something crazy on Twitter, and I'm like, I need to
They got a blue
respond. I'm like,
check
wait a
mark.
second,
Yeah.
I can't give them money
I've
because
seen,
they're doing this for money.
dude, I've seen a couple of them do it for the love of the game.
Yeah, if they don't have a check mark, then it's like, okay, you're just
You're
stupid, or
delusional.
you
Sure.
have some sort of something going on in your brain that like you really like when people yell at you or something, like one of those
Sure.
issues.
Yeah, let's not further on that
So
one. I
but it's a
think,
problem, man. It's a
yeah.
problem. Listen, we can't let these people out in society. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Let's close that conversation down. But
But
yeah, I mean,
it's a great contract. Hey,
it's a,
2033.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a lot of money. It's breaking new grounds, but if it's gonna break new grounds, it makes sense that it's Patrick Mahomes.
for sure.
Like
Yeah,
if you
this
were,
is not, yeah, not
yeah,
surprising. And I feel like they're going to keep doing this because they keep doing this sort of like restructure, this shift the money, like kind of like an
sure,
Otani
yeah.
Dodgers
Which that
situation.
situation,
Yeah,
it pisses
it's
me off,
right.
dude.
I
Like
know, I know, I
pisses
know,
me off.
I know.
For those of you who don't know really,
Not
really
cool.
quick, for those of you who don't follow baseball and don't know this really quick, this
Yeah,
won't take long. It's just it's the Ohtani, so
right.
that way you understand what Connor is saying. Shohei Ohtani was given a 2-year, $700 million contract by the Dodgers. The way that they're working that out is that for the first 10, they're paying him for 20 years. Then for the
Right.
first 10 years, he's taking $1 million a year. And for
Yeah.
the next 10 years that he might not even play baseball in,
Right.
he's going to get paid $69 million a year for the
Just
last
deferring
10
it.
years.
Just we'll pay you later,
Right.
and
So
like somehow that's
for
allowed.
10 years, they're backloading it. It shouldn't be legal.
Unbelievable.
Um
No, it shouldn't.
it
It
shouldn't be
shouldn't.
legal. But anyways, that's what Connor is referencing to in terms of like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I do wonder how they're going to kind of keep that going. But I mean, if that's this is through 2033
yeah,
now, which is he will be 37 years old, I believe, if I'm doing this math correctly,
sure.
in 2033. So absolutely still playing, most likely.
Sure.
Um,
I mean, you look at like a
it,
Drew Brees, you look at a Tom Brady, you look at a
well,
Peyton
you know,
Manning.
I don't. I do struggle to think that he will do a Brady and play till he's like 45. I don't think
Oh
he's gonna do
no.
that.
But I'm just saying, like,
Um,
at 37 years old, you see what those guys were doing. There's no reason Patrick Mahomes won't be doing the same thing.
oh, for sure. And like
Yeah,
Stafford is 38 right now.
exactly.
I think it'll be a similar situation when
Right.
Mahomes is 37, 38, where we're like, hey, he might only have a year or two left, but
And
he's still
Stafford
playing
just got an
unbelievably.
extension. You know what I mean? So
Sure,
like it
right.
wasn't a very
Yeah,
long one, but it's still an extension.
exactly. It's just, hey, we got a year or two left of this guy. Like we do what we can do. We do all we
Right.
can do. And but yeah, Mahomes,
Good for
hats off,
him.
man. $500 million. It's
Right.
unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean before this, his contract was like I want to say like 450,
It was 450, I believe.
450,
Yeah,
yeah.
450. So he was
Um,
still up in that range, but
right.
Dak had taken over as most per year.
Sure.
Now Mahomes takes that right back.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah.
And Purdy's getting paid quite a bit. Purdy's
Yeah,
getting
which we
paid quite a bit. Woo
love. We
woo!
love
Come on, come
that.
on,
Hell
Purdy, get the
yeah.
money, Purdy. Um,
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah.
Keep on paying him. Pay him
No shade to
again. Pay him
Brock Purdy, but
again.
that's such a ridiculous
Yes, it
contract.
is. No, it's all
It's
shade to
full
Brock
shade,
Purdy.
full shade.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
That's
well,
whatever.
really, really
We're
quick.
NFC West fans in
Yeah, I mean, I can't say much. I don't even have a quarterback.
here.
Um, but well, we
Uh,
do, but he's playing golf
he's
right
playing
now
golf all the time. Yeah,
instead of going to
right.
like mandatory OTAs where he's standing on the
Yeah.
sidelines while Carson Beck and Gardner Minshew are like
You have
taking
Carson Beck. That's who you got now. It's
yeah,
Carson Beck
Carson Beck.
instead of Jacoby Brissett.
I
Yeah.
mean, it might be
Could go either
Minshew
way.
mania here for a bit.
No, probably.
But
Yeah, you're right. It probably will.
but um to keep it on really, really quick because I think it's
Yeah.
important to cover to keep it on the quarterback topic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we got a situation over in Minnesota right now that you wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
expect to be happening because of, we even talked about this before we got on, and Connor made a really good point that you would think would be the case. But there's a situation in Minnesota with the quarterback room, which is that
Yeah.
Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy are battling it out in OTAs and in mini camps and probably um proceeding into the summer workouts, which is that they're both splitting first team reps. Um, which makes sense because JJ McCarthy was taken in the first round. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he's a first round pick. And so you're like, might as well give him some first team reps, being fair to him. Kyler Murray's coming in, obviously the better quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously they brought
Mm-hmm.
him in being like he's going to be here for a year if he does well, give him an extension.
For
Um,
sure.
that's what the plan is. That's what you'd think. But they've been doing interviews recently where JJ McCarthy has been visibly and vocally upset about this, while Kyler
Mm.
Murray, up until a couple of days ago, had been very professional and been like, yeah, he's super talented and we're both going out and trying to do the same thing. And it's just been fun watching him do his thing and us both doing our own thing, blah, 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 blah. And JJ McCarthy's like, why would I be happy about sharing a room with another quarterback who's trying to take my job? Why
Right.
would I be happy
Right.
about
Of
that?
course.
And it's like, okay, well, Kyler Murray came out the other day and said,
Uh-huh.
they said, how have you been adjusting? How are you liking your role in this Vikings offense? And he said, I like the offense a lot, but I'm a little frustrated because I've been splitting first team reps. And he was like, and to be honest, I don't know how much I expected to do that because I'm learning a new playbook. I'm learning a new system, and it's a great
Mm-hmm.
system, but I don't feel like I'm getting a flow down with some of these guys that I need to and want to build that relationship with because I'm splitting first team reps. And he was like, nah, so if I'm honest, that frustrates me a little bit. So now we got
Yeah.
a quarterback situation in Minnesota that Connor said off air. Connor, I'll let you say what you told me before
Mm.
we got on here about why this surprises you.
Well, I mean, personally, I think this is just a little bit of posturing. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
you bring in, even though you're not paying him anything, I don't think you bring in Kyler Murray if you're gonna just, well, JJ McCarthy, get back out there.
No.
Like, we saw
Yeah.
how that went last year. We saw how that went. It's not going to happen. I'm seeing there's an article from yesterday kind of talking about the Vikings practices and what happened there. And it says O'Connell says he does not plan to take the competition until the end of training camp, which means, okay, so they're figuring it out right now, which is why they're splitting. It also says um what does it say? It says, oh, neither look drastically better than the other. Okay, that's fine,
Sure.
whatever. Kyler is obviously still learning,
Yeah.
right, which is important. And Kyler obviously has the edge with athleticism. His arm strength is going to be better.
Yeah.
Like he's got way more experience.
Hmm.
So yes, there's absolutely no way he's not starting week one. He doesn't
Yeah.
win this battle that's happening.
Yeah.
But listen, I feel like they're as much as they can just trying not to hurt JJ McCarthy's feelings because
Sure.
yeah, he was a very early pick.
Yeah.
And I guess they still want him as like, hey, if something happens to our starting quarterback,
Right.
it's cool to have a backup. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
And I mean,
So
Kyler's
yeah,
had injury problems. I mean, he's
sure,
had a history of
sure.
injuries. So I don't know that Kyler's ever. I don't know that Kyler really, maybe one season, has ever played a fully healthy season,
Hmm.
if we're
Yeah.
being honest. And so, like, who knows? Who knows? But
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, either way, McCarthy is good. There's a good chance he sees the field this season
sure.
either way. So yeah, you got to get him some reps. You got to
Yeah.
get him, doing what he needs to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be sooner rather than later. To Kyler's point that you're mentioning, it should be sooner rather than later that he is just locked in with the ones
Yes.
and is learning because that's what's going to help him. And
Yes.
if he starts the season slow, we're going to be able to point to, hey, why was he not from the very beginning just taking
Taking
all the
those
reps
reps.
and learning? I think that will absolutely be a talking point if they start a little, come out of the gate a little
Especially,
slow.
especially because, like, it's not like Connor is sitting here. We have the same mindset on this, by the way. It's not
Yeah.
like we are sitting here being like, well, some of the fan base agrees with it. Everyone, literally everyone is like, there's no competition.
Right,
There's
for
no
sure.
competition. So
You got to be the biggest JJ McCarthy fan in the world.
world, yes. I
Right.
mean, it's kind of like those are the people with no blue checks, by the way. Because
Yeah,
not they
hey,
can't the
listen.
blue checkers can't even be like JJ McCarthy's gonna obviously start over Kyler Murray because even they're like, this won't. Wow, I can't
Right.
even post that.
Right.
And I'm not. And we're also not sitting over here being
Nobody's
like
going to
Kyler.
react to that.
It's not like we're over here being like Kyler's gonna win the MVP either. Like we've seen what Kyler is. You know
No,
what I mean?
but I mean, listen, he's going to Kevin O'Connell, who's been this quarterback whisperer, especially for
Yeah,
veterans coming in. So, I
yeah,
mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a renaissance and is really, I mean, yeah, maybe not
sure,
MVP, but like, yeah, really, really good for this team. But
yeah,
like, he needs some time still. He needs to get
yeah.
there.
I mean,
Yeah,
they won 9 games last year in the NFC North with JJ
right.
McCarthy, and
With
then
terrible quarterback play.
terrible quarterback play.
Terrible quarterback play. So
So
yeah, there's a lot of room here. A
you can
lot of room.
imagine that with Kyler coming in there, that there's no reason why they couldn't win 11 games.
For sure.
So
For
I
sure.
mean we just wanted to throw that in there because that's another interesting talking point happening right now.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, those have been the really biggest pieces
Yeah.
of news.
You want to
And
mention your Cardinals?
yeah, it's unfortunate, but a fourth round pick
Hmm.
from a very, very tiny school, Southeast Louisiana. Caleb Proctor, big defensive lineman who a lot of people were like, he's a steal in the fourth round. He's a beast. He's a
Hmm.
monster. No one could block him at the Senior Bowl, all that
Yep.
stuff. This makes the third straight season in a row for the Cardinals where they had a promising young defensive lineman who was poised for a really great season to injure himself in training camp. He tore his meniscus and is possibly out for the year.
Mm,
2 years ago, it was BJ Ojulari who tore his ACL. That's what they reported it as. Turns out he tore his ACL, he tore his MCL, as well as another ligament, um,
right. It's crazy.
which they did not report because it
Mm,
took him a year and a half to get back to playing. But then last year it was Walter Nolan, first round pick, who came on and played like 3 weeks and then got hurt again. So, I mean,
yeah, that's such a bummer.
yeah, so Caleb
Yeah, it's a real
Proctor,
bummer about Proctor. It's a real bummer. He's a really good player. He's really aggressive, and that athleticism, that motor was his biggest thing. So
yeah,
gotta hope that injury doesn't impact him going forward. He's got
exactly.
to come back exactly the same. And yeah, I think that's very possible. We'll see
Yeah,
how long that takes him. Would be great if he could at least get a couple weeks in at the end of the
it would be great.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but
one
yeah, it's a real
thing,
bummer.
one thing I do really want to mention really quick, uh,
Mm-hmm.
is that long time Browns offensive tackle Joe Bitonio um
Mm.
retired after going through training camp this year, after going through
Mm.
OTAs.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he got in there and he was, some people were saying online, they were like, he got in there and saw how terrible the Browns
Yeah.
offense was and said, you know what, I'm gonna call it
You know
quits.
what? I'm out.
I don't
I
need to
was
put
gonna
my,
check on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't need to put my body through this just for another season of that. So, that's
Yeah,
it's a pretty big loss for the Browns there. Um,
definitely.
but that's another piece of big news. I think that's probably it for right now. If we missed anything, let us know in the comments. So that way next episode we can cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's episode 27. If you made it this far in the video and you liked it, why not drop a like? We'd love to see your likes because
Please.
guess what? We love your likes.
Most definitely.
If you haven't yet subscribed, press that subscribe button. It's free, it's nice, and hey, the water's warm with the Coast to Coast family. So come
Come
on
on.
in. All right. We will see you whenever we see you, whenever we get more nuggets to talk about. But until then, so long.